Happy Wednesday, dear ones. Hope you're having a lovely day. We've got a bit of sunshine here, which is always an extra in Ireland. So we're all very, very happy, and it's actually quite wonderful to see how one's mood changes with how much sunshine one has in one's life. So we are continuing, and of course it's Wednesday, so we're going to be looking at the journaling questions for the heart chakra. I think by now you all have started to understand exactly how important it is for us to deal with our chakra issues. And also, isn't it quite uncanny to see how many of the things that we do still hold on to have been created from happenings and experiences in our childhood and formative years. Even here in this particular one, in the heart chakra, although it is mostly developed during the age of 21 to 28, from the ages of 4 to 7, the way we experience love is going to be influence the heart chakra as well. So when we're from the age of 4 to 7, that is before we go to school, or just as we're going to school, and how we see the world and how the world sees us. And although we are developing another chakra at that particular time, base chakra actually, it is a part of our where we belong in the world, where our base and our foundation is the feeling of how we are loved. And of course this particular chakra is about the right to love and be loved. So how did we experience love also between the ages of 4 and 7? So when we're looking at our journaling questions, please, as per usual, remember, and if you don't have one right now, right here with you, please do write these down and start journaling them for yourself. Try and do a couple of questions a day. It's always good to do your journaling in a quiet time and space, that you're not interrupted, so that you are identifying what things come up for you automatically, and also look at what pains you tend to have. The pain is very often where our guilt sits, and where the pain is will actually tell us where in our body is where in our spirit we need to deal with these things. So we're looking at 10 questions today. The first one is, do you feel love for yourself? If not, why not? Number 2, do you feel love for others? If not, why? Number 3, do you feel love for nature and animals? If not, why? Number 4, do you feel love for life in general? And if not, why? Number 5, what makes you happy, peaceful, and joyful? Number 6, who is in your life and makes you feel great love? Number 7, does your love extend to strangers and the world in general? Number 8, how easily can you forgive those who have harmed you? Number 9, in what ways might you change your behavior in order to reflect a more loving heart? And number 10, what can you do for someone today that is a demonstration of your open heart? Now, please, everybody, bear in mind that there's not just one type of love. The English language is very, very limiting in saying that love, one little 4-letter word, can encompass all of the different types of love that there actually is. There is love from one to another. So familial love or brotherly love from one person to the other. You also have a love for humanity in general. There is love, romantic love, or eros, which is between two people, and normally involves intimacy as well. You have your familial love, where you love your family, but sometimes you may not like them very much, but you still love them. And then you've got, of course, the love that people feel for, sometimes they call it love for God, agape, or love for the omnipotent power that is within us all, source power, that love. And remember when we did all of the 12 universal laws, remember we're all one and one with the divine. So when we do not love ourselves, we are not loving the divine. And when we do not love others, we're not loving ourselves. So it really is about recognizing that everything on earth has the capacity to love and be loved. And we all have a right to love and be loved. And when we look at the 5 Reiki principles and we look at being kind to all living things, when you love the God spark that is in all living things, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you not to love and be kind to all living things, including the little spider that crawled out from behind the cupboard this morning, or when you were watering your plants. And that includes the ants and the bees. And just because they are much, much smaller than us in size doesn't mean they are any less important. And remember, when we don't love something or someone else, we are actually showing that that's an aspect of ourselves that we do not love. There is a wonderful story that I will actually link to called The Egg. And it does blow your mind. It purports to blow your mind. And in actual fact, Kurzgesagt on YouTube did a beautiful animation of that. And I will link to it in my comments below today, because I feel that it is something to remember when you speak about love, when you think about love and the right to love and be loved. Because if we consider that everybody is just ourselves reincarnated, we're here to have the human experience. Our spirits are in this meat suit to have the human experience, and our ego very often is attached to the physical form that we inhabit. And our spirit is the higher thread that runs through and is connected with source, or with the God spark, or with the God power. And if we if we consider, and this is what's so amazing when the questions are asked, at some stage you may very well have been Hitler, but you may also very well have been all of the people that he killed. So when you consider that we are all here to have that experience, we are here to tap into the greater consciousness of the experiences. And this is why compassion for oneself and for others is so important. And if we do not have compassion for oneself and others, specifically in our lives at the moment, what is the reason for that? Why are we having a block with regards to compassion? And if we do have that block, what is stopping us from loving ourselves and loving others and loving the world and the way that the earth has been created and this particular planet that we've decided to inhabit at this particular time, in time and space, because we have chosen this. Before we choose to get born to the parents that we are born to, we choose who we are going to be born to and what lessons they need to learn, and what lessons we need to learn from them. And this is where our soul friends and family, we come across throughout our lives, not just life. And we do have karmic purpose. We have a purpose to fulfill that we chose to do. And that's sometimes why people will refer to destiny and fate, etc. I choose to say that fate is what life throws at us, the lessons that we need to learn, and destiny is how we choose to interact with those lessons and how we move forward with those things, what we choose to hold on to, what we are still holding on to from a previous lifetime, and why we have chosen to learn these lessons in the way that we have. Perhaps we have refused to learn lessons in previous lifetimes, and sometimes we have to culminate in tying off a whole lot of loose ends, and then we feel like it's insurmountable and there's too much to do, but we did choose this. So love the experience, love the journey. No matter how dark the cloud is, no matter how heavy it feels, there is always a silver lining, no matter how thin. But that silver lining is there and it reflects our light. And we need to focus on that beauty and then we will be able to see life from the perspective of love. Remember, dear ones, the 4 agreements and the 5 Reiki principles, and have a wonderful day, loving yourself unconditionally. Mwah.